In this demo, I will talk about how to create a button and how to save it as a toolbar. So the first thing to understand is the toolbars themselves. So if you go up here, you can see this is not a native toolbar. It doesn't come with Rhino by default. This is something that comes with a plugin. So in this case, this is the Weatherbird plugin. To change this or to import a toolbar, you can go under Tools, Toolbar Layout, and you can also access this menu by going under File, Options, and this is the standard options. And here you have a Toolbars option. And you can see here you have a default. I also created this one here called Sub-D. And we have Weatherbird. So for Weatherbird, you have all of these panels. So the way this works is you can create a panel, save it, or you can open an existing panel. If you don't save it, when you open Rhino again, the panel will not be there, and you will have to press open and open that panel again. So that's how the toolbars work. Now let's talk about how we can customize a panel and save it out. So let's create a new panel. We will do here under default, we can go under file, and you can import a toolbar, you can export something. Let's do a new, and it will ask you to create something. You have to save something out. So we will call this the test. And you can see there's a default location for it, but you can change that that folder to any folder that you choose. I would recommend keeping it the default. So let's save it under the default location, save. And now we have a new toolbar with nothing in it. So if you look behind this panel, you should see something. It looks like you don't see anything because there's nothing in that toolbar. But see, if you enable and disable it, you do see that there is something that appears. So this is a toolbar or a panel, depending on how you use it. So let's accept this. And now you have this empty box. And you can see you can actually click on this thing, which does nothing. It allows you to create a new button. And you can also edit the graphic for it, and we're not going to do that right now, but clearly you could change the color, you can paint something. Let's say we want this to be a line and another line. Let's say that's the icon we're creating. Okay, so now we have some kind of icon that will appear here. If I press OK, you can see now you have this button. Now if you hover over the button, you see it says nothing because there's no command. It doesn't do anything. But if I hover over here, it says if you click, you will get thick on mesh. And if you do a right click, you will get an offset mesh. So clearly there's no command set to this button. So now let's look at how we can set a command to a button. So if you go up here, you have options. And these are the options for what is within the toolbar. So let's click here, and you can create a new button. You can edit an existing button. So let's do that. Let's edit this button. And if you click here, you can see now you can create a command. So you have to understand what command you will be using. And here you can see on the top left under the command, it says toolbar. So toolbar is a command, but there's a lot of commands. And so you have to remember, how to spell out that specific command that you want to use. So let's start with something simple. Let's do exclamation point and underscore move. And that's it for now. So this is pretty straightforward. So what command am I using? Clearly it's the move command. If I press M, enter, you can see the move command is underscore move. So I just know this one by heart because I use it a lot. It's basically the command I use the most. So we just created the same command as a button. So I just ran it by typing in the letter M, but instead we can click on this button and get the same command. So now if I hover, you should see it doesn't say anything. I was expecting it to say move. But so let's select an object or two objects. Let's press this button and you can see it says move. And here it says point to move from, vertical no. So that's also something you can change within the button. So you can say when I click on this button, it will set the vertical to yes. So we can do that, right? We can look at what it says. It says capital V equal no. So if I edit this, I can change the default setting for that button. Let's call this move. The tooltip will be called move. And now we can set the command v to be equal no. So let's do that. V equal n. Or you can type in no. Either way, you'll get the same result. But here we just created a space. So is this going to work? Honestly, I don't know. So there's a way to check that. How do you check that? Well, you can go online and you can use this link. So this is the official Rhino documentation for Rhino 6, and it's called the Rhino scripting. And here you have a bunch of settings that you can use. And you can see if you use the symbol, the asterisk, it causes a command to repeat. So you can have a command repeat multiple times. You can force a command to cancel. So if you create a button, it's a good idea to cancel anything that's in the command line before you input using an underscore. You can run a command. So you cancel the previous command, run the next command. So it might be overwhelming at first, but once you create one button, it gets really easy very quickly because you always use the same format. Cancel the previous command, run a command. Now, if we want to use a setting, it says, okay, here you're doing multiple things. You can use a semicolon to define a point, and then you can set up a space. So apparently, if you do have a space, it will move forward with a command. So let's try having it as it is. So we're canceling whatever is in the command line, and then we are inputting the command called move, and then there's a space, which means the next thing we're doing is setting the vertical to the option, and we want to switch it to yes. And you don't have to type in yes. If you type in Y, it will input the same result. So you'll get the same result. Now, once you do this, it will not press enter for you. It will just run the command, set it to vertical yes. So that's what we want. Let's press OK. Now let's check the result. You can see because I changed the name of the tooltip, now the name comes up as move. So if I click here, now it says move, v equal yes, and you can see the setting has been changed to yes. So now I can move it from point A to point B, right? I can click and it goes straight up. So that's essentially how you create a command.